Out of all the techs you can do as ball, wall jumps are the most practical of them all. Personally, I wall jump to get to flanks where I can stealthily set up without using my grapple where I would otherwise swing kind of like a fat Spider-Man. But if you ever watch technical ball players like Ball for instance, and you get good enough, wall jumping can allow you to gain enough height to Goomba stomp from almost any place on a map. And for any reason you're underrating the power of this mechanic, to essentially mash a bunch of buttons in a way that gives you the ability to deal 100 burst damage when you pile drive an enemy is already half the HP pool of most squishies, which should lead to a quick pickoff. I will put a disclaimer, however, that even though this seems a bit broken, wall jumping in general can be hard to pull off, and for that matter risky if at all you tried but a McCree just stunned you and all of a sudden your 600 HP is not looking too healthy. But the good news is that I'm here to sort out all the spots and share the most useful wall jumps for each and every map. But let's begin with the segment that teaches you how to do it. There are 3 ways to do wall jumps. The first and easiest wall jump and most consistent is the corner jump and slanted wall jump. Nothing super technical, all you have to do is hold W or up for controllers, then the time frame to jump is just slightly before or as soon as you hit the wall. It's not just walls you can do this on, it's also a select few objects and actually players that you can do this on. If you're wondering how to do it on other players, it's exactly the same technique. The only problem is that enemies can actually move. The TLDR version of it is that the only way to reliably wall jump players is to fireball, then minefield before you hit the player, and in the brief time Wrecking Ball's minefield is in its animation, he stops his fireball, which means you can just do all the things you would if it was like a slanted wall jump. And now we're on to the hard version of wall jumps, flat walls. The buttons you have to mash is as follows. Roll towards the wall, start to back up before you come in contact with the wall, and finally jump when you touch the wall. For this to work consistently, from what I found out, it's a matter of perspective, quite literally. If you turn your camera so that you're not perpendicular, you can flat wall jump more easily. So as a tip, I would put your camera parallel with the wall you're trying to practice on, and using your left or right movement inputs instead of only holding W, and try different angles too. That's kind of the key to this, because how you master this tech is by practicing on any map in a custom game and fiddling with the different props and angles, and especially working on a technique to be consistent. I mean, that's kind of how I found these spots, so spoiler alert. Like I did with my rollout video, I'm going to showcase at least one useful spot per objective point for every map. All of the spots I'm going to show you, except I think 1 or 2 wall jumps, are the easy wall jumps, just as an FYI. But that's all for me for now. I'm going to let the video do its thing, enjoy the music, catch you in the next one. The trick to jump these candles is simply jump earlier than normal. Also the only semi-practical spot on 3rd point. Although you can wall jump from these distilleries, they are a little bit finicky, especially these smaller ones. This is a flat wall jump, but because it's a short wall, you don't have to be precise with timing to get enough height.